We've had extremely good growth this year, and show you what the clusters look like right now. This is what we call buckshot berries. We're about anywhere from 2 to 5 days after the end of bloom here. And when they bloom, the caps fall off, and then we get these little berries forming. And they start off tiny like these little ones, and within a couple days, the temperature's been warm and they've had some moisture, so the growth has been phenomenal in the last couple days. So what we're gonna do now, once we have the berries, we don't want to disturb them when we're in the bloom, because we may knock some of the pollen off and we may not get a complete pollination. So we're going to do what we call comb them. We're going to kind of pull them apart, and we're going to cut off these long, this is called a lateral. It grows off of where the leaf comes out of the main shoot. And again, sometimes you got to cut these apart. The tendrils curl around each other. If you can see like that, we cut those tendrils and pull the vines apart to get them to come straight down. What we want to do is expose the top, kind of open it up here so we can see what we're doing, get rid of some of these top leaves. We want the sun to get down into the clusters, because what's happening here is, as these berries form and grow, if they don't get any sun now, and we would do this later on when they're more mature, they actually get sunburned. So they need to get used to the sun early. You can see they're all tangled together here. You don't want to cut the shoot, you just want to cut the tendril. The tendril is this here little piece right here. You can see it kind of wraps around the next shoot. Each cluster needs about 6 leaves to develop and ripen through the whole process. This has been an exceptional growth year. It's the other reason we want to get all these leaves off around the clusters. When we get the heavy dews or the rains, if we get a period of 3-4 days of rain, the foliage and the clusters all stay wet all the time, and that promotes mildew, which is one of the main enemies of growing grapes here in Wisconsin. We constantly have to battle the mildew. So by keeping these leaves away from the clusters, the sun hits them, it dries them off earlier in the morning, and keeps them healthy. Yeah, if we left all of this growth on here, that the clusters would end up not developing as fully. They'd be small, they'd be spindly. The grapes wouldn't develop the flavor. These are Marquette grapes. Okay. And we could go over and I could show you a different variety, because it's going to look a little bit different. So what we're looking at right here is a Maréchal Foch. You can see it don't have as much growth as the Marquettes. They're not quite as vigorous, but they will get there by the end of the year. And again, we do the same thing. We want to comb the shoots down. Again, we want to do the same thing. These have a little bit different growth habit. They tend to grow up in the air a little bit more. These aren't quite as far along in growth, so they're a little bit more fragile. If I pulled on that, it would have probably broke. A little harder to see, but the sun coming down is hitting all these clusters right in here right now. And you can see as you pull them apart and work with them, they start coming down. Again, we're going to try to comb them apart a little bit so they're not holding together. We can't do it completely with these yet because they're just too small at this point. So by doing all these different things, we are helping promote the growth in the clusters that we want to grow.